Have you ever had one of those nights where you soaked your pillow, not because of some fresh tragedy, but just because your mind would not quiet down?
Hmm.
You know, your eyes are closed, but your brain is just racing.
Yeah.
It's rerunning an old argument or a mistake
Yeah.
or maybe agonizing over someone who's long gone but still, renting space in your head.
That feeling it's such a heavy emotional burden. And it's that tight, suffocating grip we keep on things. Old relationships, bad decisions, what we thought should have happened.
Right.
And the paradox, which Nick Trenton's work explores so well, is that this desire to hold on, to analyze and regret, that's the very thing that breaks our sense of peace.
Absolutely. Welcome to the Book Mind channel. I'm Sierra, and today we're going to unpack the strategies for reclaiming that peace.
And I'm David. We've distilled the core wisdom from Nick Trenton's book, The Art of Letting Go.
Our mission today is a deep dive for you, the listener, because Trenton's core idea is that letting go, it isn't failure. It's actually an act of courage, of healing. Yeah.
And deep wisdom. We want to understand how we unknowingly imprison ourselves. And more importantly, how to find the keys to that mental freedom.
Okay, so let's start with that central paradox you mentioned. The idea that the more we struggle to hold on, the more we sink.
He uses that incredible analogy of swimming in the ocean.
Yes.
If you panic when you hit the water, if you clutch and flail, you drown. But if you just loosen up, surrender to the water, you float.
And that surrender is the release. But what stops us from surrendering is, well, what he calls self-torture.
It's a harsh term, but it's accurate, isn't it? This isn't productive thought. It's that constant nagging inner voice saying, you're not enough, or you should have known better.
We spend more time in the mind's replay room than we do actually living.
Which brings us to that powerful metaphor of the mind's jail.
Right. It's a prison built entirely from the inside. We look for external villains, but he says you are both the prisoner and the jailer.
Constantly punishing ourselves for things that they're over, they're done, or they're completely out of our control.
Think about that. Maybe you spend, I don't know, time every week replaying some embarrassing comment from a work event 7 years ago.
Right, and all that energy is spent on something that's irrevocably finished. The reason the brain does this, though, it's fascinating. It prioritizes fear over clarity. We believe more analysis equals more control.
That's the trap. We think if we just run it one more time, we'll find some magical insight that fixes the past, it's impossible.
Exactly, and so it creates this invisible cycle. It's utterly exhausting, but it feels comfortable.
Comfortable?
In a way, because it's familiar.
Yeah.
The brain prefers the known pain of the replay room to the terrifying uncertainty of just letting go.
So the first door out of that jail is awareness, catching yourself in the loop.
Yes, but it's a specific kind of awareness. Trenton suggests observation without judgment. You just notice, there's that thought again.
Like you're watching a film.
Precisely. You don't react, you don't identify with it, you just say, that is a thought, but it is not me. That little bit of distance, that's the beginning of freedom.
And once you have that distance, you start to see what's fueling the whole thing, which so often it just boils down to a desire for control.
He argues that this hunger for control is really just the language of fear.
Fear of what, exactly?
Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of chaos. It's why so many of us cling to perfectionism. I think if we can just be perfect, we create this impenetrable shield.
A shield that guarantees love or prevents abandonment or makes sure we get the outcome we want.
But it's a paper shield. Perfection is an impossible standard. And when you inevitably fail, because we're human, you immediately turn that failure inward and punish yourself. You're not capable. You'll never be enough.
It just makes life so heavy.
And it's totally futile when you try to apply it to the outside world. Look at a sand analogy.
Yeah.
Trying to control other people or circumstances.
Yeah.
It's like trying to clench sand in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it all just slips away.
And all you're left with is tension. Restlessness, not peace.
So what's the solution? The antidote he offers is, it's really straightforward. It's acceptance.
Okay, but I think a lot of people hear acceptance and they think it means giving up, complacency.
That's such a crucial distinction. Acceptance is not resignation. It's the opposite. It's the antidote to that useless struggle for control.
How so?
Well, when you accept things as they are, not as you wish they were, you free up all the energy you were spending on resistance. And then you can invest that energy into actual controllable action in the present. The goal shifts from life being perfect to allowing life to be real.
Real, not perfect. I like that. That simple shift helps us get to the next part, which is how to break those negative mental loops.
These loops are what he calls the negative thoughts viral. They start so small, don't they? An ambiguous comment, a minor mistake.
And suddenly it's magnified 100 times into this huge internal
And
storm.
the critical mistake we make is we identify with the thought. You feel fear, so you believe you are a coward. You feel jealousy, so you are a bad person.
When the truth is, you're just the observer of the thought. Your brain is a tool, and sometimes its threat assessments are just wrong.
Totally wrong. So we need practical tools to interrupt it. The first is simply naming it.
Just giving it a label.
Yeah. You catch the thought and you label it, this is insecurity, this is comparison. By doing that, you're creating distance. You're saying, I am experiencing insecurity, not I am insecurity.
And the second tool is much more active. It's called pattern interruption.
I love this one. It's about physically shocking your system to break the brain's circuit.
So what does that look like in practice?
When you feel yourself starting to circle the drain mentally, you do something disruptive. You clap your hands loudly, or you shout, stop, or you just immediately get up and walk into another room.
You're literally short-circuiting the neurological pathway.
You're telling your brain, I am the pilot here, not the passenger.
But what happens when you try and you fail? You fall back into the loop. That's where self-compassion comes in. And for many people, that's the hardest part.
It's the hardest part. We are experts at giving compassion to our friends, but inside our own heads, we can be so cruel. We have to remember we're human. We're imperfect. Forgiving yourself when you fail a pattern interrupt is, well, it's not a luxury. It's a necessary tool for stability.
Now let's apply this to relationships. Trenton makes a beautiful distinction between connection and attachment.
Yeah. Connection is wonderful. It's caring. It's love. But unhealthy attachment, that's when someone else's mood dictates your entire day.
Or a delayed text message steals your peace for hours.
Right. It becomes a prison. That happens when we make someone else the source of our happiness. So emotional detachment isn't about being cold or uncaring.
It's about balance.
Exactly. It's about not making someone else's approval the condition for your well-being. It gives you the space to ask, is this reaction really about me or am I overthinking?
And if we detach from outcomes in the same way, I mean, we often tie our whole identity to whether we get the promotion or hit the target. If we fail, we feel broken.
Which is why he gives us a lifeline. Attach yourself to your efforts, not the outcomes.
Because you can always control your effort.
Always. Outcomes are influenced by 100 things you can't control. But if you focus on the effort, the dedication, the learning, then external failure doesn't destroy your self-worth. You can accept the outcome and still be proud.
This all ties back to the story we tell ourselves, the mental story.
That subconscious narrative we all have running, the scripts like, I always end up alone, or I'm just not talented enough for that.
And they get reinforced just by repetition.
The brain loves efficiency, so it just keeps playing the same old negative tape. But the big revelation here is that you are the author of that story. You can rewrite the script.
How do you do that?
It takes deliberate work. First, observation, writing down the old patterns. Then, consciously rewriting them with powerful evidence-based affirmations.
So instead of I always fail at relationships, you start telling yourself the new story.
I am learning and healing. I am starting a new chapter. It's essential baggage reduction, like tossing out 40 pounds of junk before a long flight.
This all sounds like a massive project. Is letting go a one-time thing, or is it a lifestyle?
He's very clear on this. It is absolutely a lifestyle. It's not one dramatic event. It's a daily practice, a mind gym that you go to every morning.
And the change is subtle, not flashy?
Exactly. He highlights 3 key daily habits. Let's start with the morning routine.
This is so important.
It's critical.
Yeah.
Your mind is most impressionable when you wake up. The first thing you do is grab your phone and scroll through social media or the news.
You're immediately handing over control of your state of mind.
You are. So instead, he urges you to take just a few minutes to connect with yourself. Meditate, journal, practice gratitude. You ground yourself first.
And journaling isn't just writing about your day, is it?
Not at all. It's mental decluttering. You use the page to offload your fears, your anger, your confusion. You get them out of your head and onto the paper so they can't fester.
And the third habit is gratitude. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful.
It actively retrains your brain away from scarcity and threat detection. Just writing down 3 things you're thankful for every day shifts your entire perspective to one of abundance. And when your mind sees what you do have, it becomes much easier to release the bad stuff.
All these habits are connected by one underlying principle: presence.
Mindfulness. being here and now. Eat when you eat, walk when you walk. When you are truly present, you stop those mental loops before they can even gain momentum. Peace isn't in the past or the future. It's only right here.
It all comes back to his final metaphor of the bird. We all want to fly, but we're weighed down by all this unnecessary baggage.
Past failures, guilt, other people's expectations.
And letting go is it's reclaiming the energy we spend on all that worry and blame and using it to actually move forward.
And that leads to his new definition of success. True peace is the new success. Real victory isn't about money or status. It's about sleeping peacefully. It's about forgiving yourself quickly and moving forward without fear.
It's about mental clarity.
And emotional stability. So to sum up this whole deep dive, the art of letting go is about choosing internal stability over external chaos. It's about setting boundaries, which is self-care, not selfishness. And it's about embracing the freedom you find when you stop needing outside validation to know your worth.
And the most profound insight for me is what's left over.
Yes. What remains when you let go of all the baggage, the guilt, the fear, what's left is the real you. It's a journey, not a straight line, but consistency is so much more powerful than perfection. Just be kind to yourself.
That was an incredible roadmap to mental freedom. If this deep dive helped you recognize a thought loop or a heavy piece of baggage you've been carrying, we hope you'll start observing those patterns today. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel.
It really helps.
Before we go, we have a question for you. Based on Nick Trenton's work, what is one mental story from your past that you are committed to rewriting starting today? Tell us the old, limiting story and the new, liberating one you're writing for yourself in the comments down below.